Today we're going to talk about injuries and how to work around them. So injuries are kind of commonplace in breaks, sadly, especially if you take it seriously. If you think you're going to break and never feel any pain or any discomfort, this is not the dance for you. It's not really for pussies. You will feel something here and there, and when you start doing really crazy stuff, you can have something on your shoulder, knee, whatever. It's kind of common that you have something at least sometimes, right? Now, what to do when these injuries happen? It depends, of course, what it is. Did you break all your bones? Yeah, of course. Take your rest, go to the doctor, and never break till you recover, right? But that's rare. Basically, my body, his arm is messed, basically, right? But this is like kind of a pro b-boy. He's doing all these battles, winning, blah blah, and because it's in his elbow, so he's very careful. He went to the doctor, all that crap. But he can't use his arm, basically, right? So he can move it, but he really can't place it on the floor for now, and he doesn't want to. So he's simply training his other arm and making all kinds of crazy poses on that other arm. Of course, it's very frustrating, especially if you're in the middle of learning a move. Let's say you're working on air flares, and your arm, you can't use your arm anymore. So all that practice, sort of, you can't do that anymore. But at the same time, the silver lining is you're finally going to focus on that other arm, train that other arm, train all kinds of very good freezes on the other side, learn crazy combos, learn crazy concepts with the opposite arm, or vice versa, right? So that's sort of the silver lining, right? So basically, you're forced to work on other stuff, which you normally can't do. Another student of mine, he was... he's a good guy, basically. He's well on his way. He's not breaking that long, but he's making great progress, right? But normally he works a lot on flare and whatever, halo and blah blah, right? But his wrist hurt. He said, look, today I'm going to take it easy, maybe do a little bit more footwork, because in footwork, if you keep your arm, if you have something on the wrist, you can actually still place your hand like this because your arm is extended. This falls off. You shouldn't do this when you have a wrist injury, but you can still do a lot of stuff like this, basically. But basically, he was already practicing his head spin pretty much perfectly, perfect shape, and he was working on it, but not so much, right? That Friday, it's like my wrist hurt, so I'm going to take it very easy. He couldn't do much more than head spin, so we focused so much on that head spin and made in one lesson so much improvement on that head spin. Like before, he could already tap his legs, but this tap with his hands. But this time he started spinning without hands 2-3 rounds, right? So he really made that process simply because he was finally focusing on that stuff. Not because he wanted to, because maybe he wanted to do something else, but because he needed to, because he couldn't do anything else. The other option is sitting at home and picking your nose and just wasting your time, basically, speaking from a break perspective, right? So, if it's something on the arm, nothing is stopping you from stretching those legs. If it's something on the leg, well, usually this is a little bit more tricky, but, nothing is stretching you, for instance, stretching the shoulders, because flexible shoulders is kind of a must for b-boys, right? Or b-girls. So basically that's the way, guys. You work around it. Nothing okay, you cannot do crazy power moves as an example, but nothing is stopping you from improving those top rocks, right? Getting more creative, getting a better style, right? So basically there's always stuff to work on, even if you're injured. It depends what it is, but that's the goal, guys. And if you work like that, I'm 43. I'm still breaking. Did you think I'll never get injured? There was a jam last week, and when there's a jam, I always go all out, and I also don't wear elbow protection because I kind of think this looks stupid. So then I do all these elbow air flares on that hard floor, and boom, there's that bursitis back a little bit, right? It comes with territory. So then, okay, no, I can't do all these moves. Another thing that often happens because I do a lot more footwork is that my knee hurt or something, right? So in that case, actually what I did was, well, normally you would say footwork, but actually I didn't do footwork. I did power move because my knee kind of felt painful, and I took my rest with that knee simply by doing more power moves where your legs stay straight, and boom, it's already basically almost healed. If it's serious, let's say like my body, the arm thing, you cannot really move it, blah blah, and now he's really focusing on that other arm, which he was already very good actually, but now he's really learning invert halo and crazy combos, creative moves, and his dance improved a lot. So basically, there's always stuff to work on, guys, and the goal is always to come back, right? Like, oh yeah, I feel my neck a little bit, and now I can't do head spins anymore. You know what? I'm gonna take my rest, and then 4 years later, 10 years later, you meet me and say, yeah, I wanted to start breaking again, but I quit for 10 years because I had a little injury, right? Of course, if it's something serious, you know what to do. But basically, there's almost always something to work on, right? It's not like maybe you only want to do air chairs, but then you almost have no choice but to train something else or practice the other arm, and you will improve, even though your injury is there, right? And actually, it's sort of the small silver lining is because you're forced to work on sort of stuff you didn't work on, right? Because normally maybe you only do hand ups and elbow ups and whatever, but now you start working on the other arm, or you start doing more footwork, or blah blah blah. Guys, I feel like quitting is, of course, sometimes it's good to, like, if it takes you like 2-3 weeks to recover, of course take that time, right? But you get the idea. Flexing, stretching the legs, workout at home, blah blah. You can do a lot even if you're injured, and I suggest you do. See you next time.